first priority.
And unique
No,
Yeah.
no.
So I feel the country.
So you are telling that my grandmom told not to go outside on half moon day, that Amavasya, because there will be shaitans, devils, so I should not go out. You are telling it like that.
No. We are telling that we are there. We are just pinging you every time. We are available. We are there. It's like we are saying. That's
Okay,
what-
anyways, we'll discuss it today. Okay. So before we start with that, let's quickly understand how search engines function. That's what we discussed yesterday, right? Right? So it's not how search engines function exactly. It's how is our website getting indexed on Google. That's what we learned yesterday, right? Correct? What is the process? Can anybody explain?
Scrolling and the bot.
Indexing. So how is this crawling happening? Who is this crawler?
It's a bot. who goes
So you have to
in
explain it
advance.
this way. Google has a bot. Google has written a small program. So you can simply say Google bot visits the internet server, crawls all the information available, and gets a copy back to internet server. Sorry, Google server. And when you query it in the front end, that information is going to be displayed, right? So we told it very in simple words, right? It is getting the information from internet server and storing. Storing is a very big mechanism. It's going to organize all the content properly. It's not our headache. Google has written some program for it. Again, how it has to be organized, right? So the main thing that we are focusing today is why is Google showing Zero Mart in the top when you search for buy diapers online, correct? So we're going to understand that with we will take some couple of examples as well today to understand that in depth.
Why Myntra is showing everything top, sir?
I'll explain that as well. You will get answer to all of these things today. Okay.
Because everything we saw, shoes, clothes, anything Myntra was showing top.
Yes. So maybe I'll take GeoMart. So my keyword is buy diapers online, baby diapers online. So let's assume GeoMart is ranking in the first, Flipkart in the second, Amazon in the third, first. So it's okay. We are just assuming. First cry, right? Maybe I'll put the serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any other to add? I'll simply put Myntra. Huh?
All those, no. Sorry, it was
Blinkit. Zepto, Blinkit. I'll put some of these as well. Right? Okay. Right. So we understood, we learned the main goals or objectives of search engines as well yesterday. Can we quickly recall that as well? The goals or objectives of search engine. Yes. Relevancy. Google has responsibility of serving relevant information to their users. Next.
And stay updated.
Up to date information. You're asking for Miss India of the country, Miss India, who is Miss India, and it is showing Aishwarya Rai still. It cannot, right? It has to show the relevant up to date content. Third thing is
And serving the purpose of end user.
correct. The end user's purpose or objective has to be served. These are the three responsibilities Google has, right? Okay. So now to understand why is it placing GeoMart in the top. Okay, so now you have read a lot of things on the internet, correct? You might have probably heard Google considers 200 different signals. Google considers 200 different signals to rank your website on Google. If you have watched any videos or read any articles, you might have come across this thing as well, but which is not true. Google considers only 3 things to place your website on the top. Google considers only 3 things to place your website on the top. And whatever you do is improve these 3 things. You must have read backlinks, user engagement, correct? Content, quality content, these hundreds of things, right? All these 100 things are done to improvise these 3 things. Which are these 3 things? Which are these 3 things, right? So you will not find answer for this. So listen carefully, okay? So before I speak up those 3 things, I'll take some examples, right? So you all have written exam at least once in your life, It's actually several hundreds of times, correct? Several hundreds of times, right? So the moment you receive the question paper, what happens? What do you do the moment you receive the question paper? You will start writing. Is it always the first answer, first question you will address these in series, in serial manner, in the order? You might pick any random question and you might start answering, right? Why did you pick some random question to answer?
We're thorough with that.
You are thorough with that. Why are you thorough with that?
We learned it properly.
You read it several number of times. You understood it thoroughly, right? This being the reason you started answering quickly to the question for which you are very much comfortable. Exactly the same happens with the search engines as well, right? So Google is sending a bot. This bot work is to read the content, the crawling, right? So whichever it is reading more number of times, it starts prioritizing it. So when Google started few decades back, that's how it started. So the bot, whichever content it was reading more number of times, it started giving priority or importance to it, which is called as crawl frequency. Crawl frequency is
The more the words
the measure of number of times bot crawling your website. The measure of the frequency of bot crawling your website is called as crawl frequency, right? So if bot is crawling your website 10 times, the crawl frequency is 10. If bot is crawling your website 5 times, the crawl frequency is 5, right? So now I'll just write it here, crawl frequency. Okay. Right. So how do we improve this crawl frequency is different topic. We might study that thoroughly several classes. Okay. For now, you just remember bot is reading a website more number of times and it gives importance. So now what I'll do is I might have also 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So these are all websites, e-commerce websites which are selling diapers. But there is one person who is writing how to buy best diapers or how to avail discounts or offers on diapers.
blogging.
Blogs, right? I'll write it as blog 1, blog 2 or coupons website. Coupons website 1, coupons website 2, right? Now these people also have used the term buy diapers online from one of these top 10 players, right? Now let's assume unfortunately bot has crawled these websites more number of times, right? So let's in the score of 1 to 10, let's in scale of 1 to 10, let's assign some score, right? If bot is crawling a website more number of times, we'll give it as 10, less number of times 1. The lowest is 0, highest is 10, right? Let's assume this website is being crawled, score is 9, this is 10, this is 6, this is 8, this is 7, this is maybe 5, okay, 3, 2, sorry, 4, 3, 2, and I'll put 1. So as per this, if Google has to rank a website in the top, which website will be ranking in the top?
Coupons website.
Coupons website, correct? This will be first position, correct? Rankings, second one,
Blog 2. No, sorry, blog 1.
this will be the second position, third one,
Geomart.
Geomart,
3, sir. 3.
sorry, yeah, 3, then
4.
4,
Then next is blog 2.
5, 6,
7.
7, 8,
9.
9.
10.
This will be the order of the website results on Google. If Google bot has to prioritize the crawl frequency, right? So this is how Google was also serving the content on Google back to several years, right? But then this is very unsatisfactory, correct? You are looking for to buy the diapers and it is showing a blog, correct? It is not serving the end user's purpose. You are typing clearly buy diapers online and it has taken you to a blog. Is your goal fulfilled? Objective, your purpose is fulfilled? No. Correct? Or let's put it in this different way. Uh, this is a blog, but have written the title "Buy Diapers Online." Correct? See, anyways, up to here you understood, right? Up to here you understood Google was purely ranking your website based on the crawl frequency, but eventually Google realized it's not going to work that way. You are complaining, you will stop using it, correct? If your service purpose is not fulfilled, you will stop using it. You're getting it, right?
No, I'm not getting it.
Okay. Coming back to the example, so when you receive a question paper, right, will you always start from answering from the first question? There are good chances that you might randomly pick up answering to any other question as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you do that?
Which is not getting it, so we go for other option. Which is getting it.
Why are you getting it?
Which we can understand, we can answer it, right?
You have understood, you have answer for it.
Yeah.
Why, how come did you get clarity on that question?
Because I know.
How do you know?
I've been knowing that information. What is that?
How do you know that information?
You have learned it basically.
Huh?
You have learned it.
Yeah. I've learned.
So there will be questions pertaining to 8-10 chapters in the question paper, but you will pick up a random chapter, chapter 4, because you are very thorough with the chapter 4. Either you must have read it several number of times, or it's easier to understand, correct? For these reasons, you have absorbed very well and you are able to replicate it now. You are able to answer all the questions pertaining to that chapter, correct? So simple concept here is something that you have read several number of times is always easier to answer, and hence you are answering that for the first when you get the question paper. Exactly the same happens with the search engines as well. So search engines are sending the bot to read the content on the internet server, right? And now this bot is reading your website more number of times as compared to that of any other website. So what it does now? By default, it starts prioritizing you to show up in the top. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Correct? Now Google got scoldings for this. You are simply showing, I am looking for to buy diapers and you're showing me a blog. Google thought so much. Google finally realized, okay, it's very difficult for me to understand which website will serve the purpose and which website will not serve the purpose, and I will leave this to you only. I will work now, I'll start working or placing these websites considering your inputs, end users input. And they have introduced another metric, that is CTR. CTR is click-through rate. CTR is click-through. You understood up to here? Click-through rate. I said if your website is getting crawled more number of times, bot will start prioritizing your website and bot might show your website in the top. That's how it was working. But that is not satisfactory because it's not serving the end user's goal or purpose, correct? So that's when Google introduced another metric. I am conducting a mathematics text and everybody is scoring out 100 out of 100, and now I'm not able to assess who is best, correct? So I'll introduce a new subject called science. Now I'll measure your performance in science, Hindi, mathematics, social, this, correct? Right? So same way now Google introduced another metric called click-through rate. What is this click-through rate?
Clicking on the website.
The measure of number of clicks achieved to your website against the number of people seen you, right, is the click-through rate. The measure of the ratio of number of people clicked your website against the number of people seen your website is click-through rate. I'll give you an example, you will understand it. First example you understood, right? Exam hall, question paper, right?
That is okay, sir. Now my question is that you said buy diapers, okay, and all these 10 is having my buy diapers as keyword. Why is it coupon website has crawl frequency more when compared to?
For different reasons, we'll discuss that. For now, you just remember Coupon's website has highest crawl frequency, and now Google has picked it up and showed it in the top. But Google also has realized, not Google, yeah, Google got a complaint. It did not realize. Google,
It actually got a complaint.
no, not like that.
I mean,
So Google, it works. It has responsibility. You know, right? What you are doing in your life, you know. I'll be able to assess myself what I'm doing is correct or not, right? The same way in their assessment they found they are not serving the end user's purpose, right? And the better way is ask end user only, and then that's when they have introduced this metric called click-through rate, right? So to understand this click-through rate, I'll take an example, right? So you are getting into this office. Let's say there are 100 people sitting here in the office, right? All 100 people have seen you, correct? All 100 people have seen you, but out of which only 10 people have waved hand at you, hi, good morning. This is called as response rate. Now the response rate is number of people waved hand at you divided by total number of people seen you. Total number of people sitting here and have seen you is 100, but only 10 people have waved hand at you, correct? So 10 divided by 100 into percentages 10 percentage. In terms of percentage, it is 10 percentage. So the response rate for you is 10, correct? Now same way, when your website is showing on Google page, everybody whomsoever are typing buy diapers online, everybody are seeing. Let's assume every day 100 people or every month 1 lakh people are searching buy diapers online from India. 1 lakh people. So number of people seeing your website, that is Flipkart, which is ranking in the 4th position or 5th position, is the website which is ranking in the 1st position or 2nd position or 3rd or 4th or 5th or up to 10th position. The number of people seeing your website result is same, correct? How 1 lakh people have searched buy diapers online and all 1 lakh people have seen you. But all 1 lakh people are clicking on your results? No. Maybe the one which is in the top, more people will click. The one which is below that, maybe let's say the one in the top, people might, let's say some 20,000 people might click on it. Below that 15,000 people, below that only 10,000 people. So now this is CTR, the measure of the ratio of number of people clicking on your search result against the number of people seeing your result.
Only you mean to say is if we are scrolling, they see the picture is viewed, so that is called a CTR.
No. If you are seeing, so now, so buy diapers.
So it means seeing.
I'll tell you. Seeing is different. So now seeing is measured as. So now I am seeing this. Amazon is in the 1st position. I am seeing Big Basket. I am seeing JioMart. See, JioMart, which was in the 1st yesterday, is not in the 1st now. Right. So this is called as an impression. You seeing something is called as impression. Here in the digital marketing language, it's called as impression. If 1 lakh people are searching buy diapers online every month, the number of impressions achieved by Amazon or Big Basket or all of this website will also be 1 lakh. Right? Whether you close your eyes and search or open your eyes and search, the system measures it as an impression. Got it?
So impression is basically
seeing that result, but not everybody. See, now I am seeing all these results, but I might scroll and I might click on, right? I must be purchasing always from Meesho or maybe from First Cry. I will click, let's assume I'll be clicking on Flipkart. So now this activity, what we are doing, so now the algorithm is measuring the number of people seen and the number of people clicking on it, right? And it is measuring the ratio of it. Number of people clicking on it, Flipkart is now 100 divided by 1000. 1000 people have seen it, but only 100 people have clicked on it. Whereas in this case, 1000 people have seen it, 150 people have clicked on it because it's in the top. Right? It's again the same story, chicken and egg story, which is first. I'll tell you again still how this works. You got it, right? So now CTR is simply calculated as number of clicks divided by impressions into percentage. Number of clicks divided by impressions into percentage is CTR percentage. Now 100 people have seen Amazon and 20 people have clicked on it. The CTR is 20 divided by 100 into percentage is 20 percentage. CTR is always measured in terms of percentage, right? So now let's assign a score for the CTR as well in the scale of 1 to 10. Now you understand what is CTR and how CTR is measured, correct? So now I'll assign a score for each of these things. Let's assume Zepto 10 CTR. Why 10 CTR? Because Zepto has written buy it in 5 minutes or maybe buy it at just 1 rupee or buy it at 90% off. Everybody has written something. Like everybody now plays their own tactics to grab the attention. You must have seen, right? You go to Shivaji Nagar or Jayanagar, they will write only 100 rupees or 99 rupees. When you go to that cart, Only one product at 100 rupees and everything else is
Normal, right?
different price, right? And they will write very small font in the slate.
Conditions apply.
There are a number of things to grab the attention, right? Something like that will be done by these people also. Okay, so now this thing is written like this, blink it. Okay, maybe I'll put 6 and 7, 9, 8, Amazon 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now let me now tell me
Can
who
it
is
be
going to.
repeated, like both can have the same thing? Like Amazon and
Cannot, right?
Flipkart cannot be possible.
Maybe might be possible, but let's not complicate for our
No,
example.
I'm just asking for.
We don't know really how that happens. Okay, but let's understand this example. You will be able to answer by yourself. So now, according to this, who will be ranking in the first position?
Zepto.
Zepto. Then second,
Geomart.
but that's not true.
Second is open website.
So as per you, first one should be Zepto, second one should be Geomart, correct? Third one Flipkart, and then fourth one should be Blog, correct?
I think it will take into the call frequency and
Yes.
through rate and then
It
will
takes
show the-
average of both, right? So average of both. 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. 8.5. Now 8, 8, 16. This is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5.
5.
This is 5 only.
4.
4 only.
6.5.
6.5.
4.
6 plus 2, 8. Yes, 4.
16. 8.
8.
4.5. 6 and 1.
4.5. 6
and 1.
and 1. Now we see same scores. Yeah, 4 and 4 here. So let me try altering this number. I'll put as 6. Okay, let me do one thing. I'll calculate the average. That becomes easier. Average of this, comma. Okay, so where and all do you see the same number? It's
6 and
different.
6.
6 and 6.
Open website and link it.
6 and 6. Yeah, 7 and
Again,
7.
it's at 0.5.
8 and 8.
You will definitely get it because you are into 1 into 10 sir, average.
Yeah, 8.5 also twice. So maybe what we will do is we will eliminate some of these to make it simple. Otherwise, there will be repeating. Okay, 8.5 is twice. So what I'll do is 6. 7.5 is twice.
You will make that as 9.
8 and it becomes 7.5. So we don't have 7, right? So I'll make this as 7. Okay, now clear? As per this, which website will be ranking in the first now?
8.501.
8.5.
501.
Then,
Second.
then,
Log 1.
third, then. So now I'll eliminate blog also for everybody's convenience. Let's assume there is no more blog. It's only e-commerce websites only. Okay. So now I'll change this to 10. Okay. I'll change this to 9. And I'll change this to 10. And this one to 7. Or maybe 8. And this one to 7, 6, 5. And the click-through rate 9, 10. And this one 8, 7, 6, 5. As per this, who will rank in the first now? Flipkart. Second,
Geomart.
third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Okay. Okay. But is this serving the end user's purpose? So you have clicked on Blinkit. Were you really able to order from Blinkit?
This has
So now, right? So can you assure this fulfilling the end user's purpose? May not. I'll tell you why. Right? See now, this digital marketers know that how to improve the CTR. Correct? The moment they put, they know Indian psychology. The moment they put
Discounted.
70% off, everybody will click on it. Correct? The moment they put, I'm offering it for free, everybody will click on it. Correct? The moment they say buy one get one, everybody will click on it. Correct? You have clicked on it, but when you go there, did you really find anything at 70% off?
One or two products will be discounted.
Sometimes not even that, or sometimes it's out of stock,
Out of stock, it's sold out.
right? It's not serving the end user purpose. Correct? See now to beat the scam, see people exploit everything. Whatever government might bring n number of rules, regulations, norms, people will find the loopholes and keep exploiting it. Correct? Correct? So digital marketers are like that. They keep, so they cracked crawl frequency, how to improve the crawl frequency, and they made their website rank in the top. That's when Google realized, this is not going to work. Let me introduce one more metric and introduced CTR. And even after introducing the CTR, people still knows how to crack it back, and people are exploiting. That's when Google finally decided, I'll introduce one more metric, and this is going to be a full stop. This is not going to let them to exploit, and it introduced another metric called user engagement. Introduced another metric called user engagement, right? So what is this user engagement?
How many people actually bought that in that website?
User going through that
Simply,
link and checking out.
it's very simple. User, it's itself is telling, right? User engagement, it has to engage the user.
Yes.
The measure of the amount, how long the user is being engaged. This is the user engagement. And when will user get engaged?
That duration time you're saying.
Yes. So engaged is not just about the time. Listen, engagement is not just about the time, but by default we all measure user engagement as amount of time spent. It's not just amount of time spent, it's also about the end user purpose or goal is fulfilled or not. Right? The number of pages explored, it can be a combination of some of these things or all of them also. The number of pages that you have explored after landing, the time that you have spent, how are you interacting with the web page without any distractions or without any issues, right? And then did you order or did you benefit? You have visited it for some reason or purpose, correct? And did you fulfill that or not? So measure of all of these things is engagement. So we will discuss this in depth. For now, just to understand search engines.
Could you repeat, sir, measure what are you saying?
So measure of the time spent, number of pages explored, right? The final goal or objective or purpose, whatever you call, it's fulfilled or not, right? So combination of this or some of this can be considered to be as the best engagement. If person is spending more time, if they are explaining more pages on your website, if their purpose is fulfilled, either of this or combination of some of this or all of them together can be counted as the best engagement. Got it? Right? Now let's assign a score for the engagement. Right? Who has ranked in the top? Okay, let me put the engagement score 6, 7, 10, 9, and 8, 5. Okay. So now who will be ranking in the top?
Amazon.
Amazon. Let me color this to make it simple for you. Easy for you. Okay. So okay. Or let me put the table. Okay. Font is not clear. Okay. Anyways, So now
It's not
let's try.
Can you change the color? Because it's looking empty.
This is fine, right?
This is fine.
Okay. So now let's calculate the average. 9 plus 9, 18. 18 plus 7, 25. 25 is 8.3. 8.3. Right? And now 10 plus 10 plus 6, 26. 26 is 6, madam. 8.6. Okay. 8 plus 8, 28. So 9.3. 9 3s are 27, right? 9.3. 7 plus 7, 14. 14 plus 9, 23. 23 is 7.6. 6 plus 6, 12. 12 plus 8, 20. 20 is 6.6. 5. 5. 5. Okay, it's 5. So, do you see any overlap? No, right? Now, who will be ranking in the first position as per this? Amazon. Second?
8.6 Flipkart.
2. Then?
Geomart.
8.3.
First Cry.
7.6.
4, 5, 6. So, average of 3 metrics. Right? Final rankings. Right? So now the moment somebody drops the price, let's say Zeomart was selling lowest yesterday, or Zeomart for some reason was ranking in the top. Now their competitor dropped their price, right? Or Zeomart went out of stock. Automatically their engagement drops. See, these two things. See now, regardless of which is best. See now, if you look at this, Flipkart has 10 crawl frequency and 10 CTR, but still it couldn't rank in the top, right? Why? Because they lack the engagement. The most unfortunate thing with digital marketers is digital marketers don't understand improving these two things. They only keep improving this thing. Some people come up to this level, but they cannot think of this. They say, I am doing everything. They do this. They do this without realizing that they are doing this. It has become a by default thing. All digital marketers do this 90% of the times, but they don't know that they are doing this to improve the crawl frequency. CTR has become an accidentally happening thing with digital marketers because they haven't learned all of this, like how this work or function, right? With the blind thumb rules, they are trying to do something and not, and it's a probability case. They might, their implementations might result in good CTR, may not, right? Even if somebody is achieving this, they fail at this thing, but because they never understood this thing, how this works or why it is important. Okay. Okay. Anyways, now you understand. Crawl frequency is not placing you in the top. Crawl frequency is just making you eligible to rank in the first page. Somewhere it can be any position, first position or second position or 10th position. Somewhere in the first page. It is like scoring 80% aggregate marks in your academics is just letting you to attend the campus interview, but that is not assuring you the placement. Correct? Exactly the same. Crawl frequency, maybe that would have been the scenario several decades back if you had passed 10th and you would have got a government job. Right? If you had got 60% mark, TCS would have hired you. Or Infosys might have hired you just seeing your score. Right? But that's not the case here now. That just makes you eligible. Here, same way, crawl frequency makes you eligible to show up somewhere on the first page. It can be first position or second position or 10th position. Correct? Now CTR is what is going to decide you in which position you should be ranking. If everybody are clicking your result, you are moving to the top. Right? If nobody is clicking, you will eventually drop. But CTR is not assuring you the position, permanent position over there. It is just moving you to the top. Whether you stay in that position or not, it's completely dependent on user engagement. You will be made CEO of Google. Whether you will remain in that position or not depends on your performance, correct? Same way, CTR is moving in the top, but it's not assuring you to stay in that position until unless your user engagement is good. Clear? So if you are good at these three metrics, you will be ranking in the top. Now, you said something, right? Backlinks, keyword, content, all these hundreds of things that you have read on the internet will either improve crawl frequency or click through rate or engagement or some of them or all three of them. We are done almost, right? Some of them or all three of them. Anything that you do is to improve,
These three things.
not necessarily these three. It can be one of them, two of them, or all three of them. Okay, clear? How search engines function? You will not find this anywhere. I'll bet you will not find this anywhere. I'm explaining this for the last several years to many people. Maybe now people might have started explaining the same. If somebody is copying what I'm explaining, this is not told by Google also. This is a concept made by me to help you all understand. Google will never reveal. Will you think Coca-Cola will come to the market and say how their formula? How many competitors will get started if they reveal their formula? Right? So nobody will ingredients, and this is a guesswork to help you understand in an easy way. You will acknowledge that this is the right concept that we have learned as we start discussing how to improve crawl frequency, how to improve CTR, and how to improve engagement. Okay, clear? Can you all tell me now how search engines function? So now you are not going to tell backlink, domain authority, content, keyword density, updation of the content. You are doing updation of the content for a different reason, which we are going to learn. It might probably improve your crawl frequency, right? Backlinks improve your crawl frequency.
How the traffic and all that comes on a meta, not in physical.
How?
Traffic.
Traffic doesn't come into CTR, that comes into CTR. You have to make more people. That is not at all traffic. See, where is traffic? After people visiting your website only, it's considered to be as a traffic. To make people visit, you have to improve your crawl frequency. You have to tempt them to click on your search result. That is not traffic. You are just tempting its crawl frequency. It's CTR only. It is CTR only, right? Not the traffic. Clear? Okay. So, any questions with regard to this? Right? So now if you could crack this, if you could position your website, how do you understand your website has good crawl frequency? How do you understand if your website has got good CTR? How do you understand if your website has got good engagement? Some of this can be understood and couple of them are difficult to understand for you. Okay, so maybe I'll show it to you here. You could see this is CTR.
This is
Total impressions, search console.
Yes. Google Search Console. Google has built a beautiful tool for you. Right? Whatever is Google experiencing with your website, you can access that information and study or learn about it.
Google Analytics also.
We'll discuss them. Right? So Google Search Console is a platform or a software or a tool, right, which is connecting the website owner and which is basically establishing a communication between a bot and website owner. You are the website owner, I am the website owner, right? Now if I have to communicate something to the Google, I'm not going to Google bot, not Google. If I have to communicate something to the Google bot, I'll be communicating it through this application. Same way, if Google bot has to communicate something to you, it communicates through this application. Okay, so now Google bot, while seeing your website, it has experienced an issue. Your pages are loading very slowly. It has to tell to you, right? Or whether it tells to you or not, it at least stores that information with it. That's when you will create an account and you will try to understand how is the experience of. See, you must be very much concerned about Google bots. If you have to place your website in the top, it is like you have to make sure that Google bot is fully satisfied. Otherwise, you are not going to make progress when it comes to SEO. Okay.
Can we do it after this?
Yeah. So now this thing you could see here Google average CTR.
Yeah.
1.4, right? If you look at this, maybe I'll select only CTR. I'll remove the average position. The CTR of this keyword is 29%. If I take impressions and clicks, you'll get a better understanding. I'll remove comparison. So Impressions 100. Out of 100, 74 people have clicked, so 74% CTR. Impressions 1800, only 37 people have clicked. 37 divided by 1800 into percentages
2.1.
2.1. So, as a digital marketer, as a SEO professional, you have to understand how to improve this. We are going to discuss each of these things in depth. How to improve crawl frequency, how to improve CTR, how to improve engagement. And each of these discussions might span over for 2 classes, 3 classes, each of them. Okay. Okay. So you got it now? So it is also telling where is your web page ranking. For this keyword, best water purifier for home, it says 2.2 average position. See, otherwise, how will you know where is your website ranking for which keyword your website is ranking? Correct? It becomes quite difficult to understand, right, where you are ranking. What will you do usually? You will go to Google and search. Correct? But Amazon, can you think Amazon can go to Google and search like that? Forget about Amazon. This website ranks for 35,000, 40,000 keywords. I'll have to go and search 40,000 keywords on Google. Practically, that's not possible, right? But here, every day I can check them where they rank. So this keyword is ranking in 17.6 position, and this keyword is ranking in 4 average position. See, on Google, you must have seen keyword ranking in first position or second or third position. And where does this fractional parts coming in? 1.9, 1.4. Why is it fractional? 15.5. Because these rankings are average of multiple devices. Your website must be ranking on mobile phone in the first position, but on the desktop, it must be ranking in the second position. In Bangalore, it must be ranking in third position, but in Hyderabad, it must be ranking in second position. It's average of multiple locations, multiple devices, or multiple criterias. Correct? So now if I look at this keyword will be in second or third position, but not really 2.3. It's not there anywhere. Maybe it must be listing fourth position, right? It's ranking in second position. Okay. Fourth position because average on multiple other devices or various other locations. Sakarachu Bangalore, Sakarachu buy online in India it's ranking in Bangalore second position, but in USA it must be in fourth, fifth position, sixth position, eighth position in USA. Right, it's average of multiple locations. Okay. So this is all sample data. What you see here is all sample data. See, look at this. Though this website ranks for 30,000 or 40,000 keywords, it's showing only 1,000 sample keywords. So if I do a comparison of 28 days to previous 28 days, it might show further more queries, 1,500 or 1,600 from 1,000. 1,467 keywords. Earlier it was showing 1,000. So you will not get the complete data from this place. There is another strategy to get all the 30,000, 40,000 keywords. That's
I was seeing yesterday that screaming frog and Asher something because of that.
you are the right person to tell about your son or your kids, not your neighbor. So screaming frog, AHRFs, moths, all these are stupid or nonsense. Just because people has no understanding or knowledge. I don't have an understanding whether you are parent of your kid or somebody else. That's when I rely on third party, somebody random person's information. Correct? See, who are the right person to tell about me now? Is it you or somebody walking on the road? You have at least experienced few classes. We are speaking, we are meeting every day. Correct? You will be the right person to tell. See, there is no better tool than Google Analytics, Google Search Console. So people who don't know these things and moreover they won't be able to analyze the data on these platforms or tools and they will start relying on some ready-made, easy, made-up, random information.
No, I don't know what
That's
is
not
that. Yesterday you
we'll
said
discuss
no,
that.
you what do you so all those things were coming up, popping up.
See, I don't use any tool except this free tools. AHRS charges you several dollars, 8,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees a month. and I have never used Ahrefs till now. There's no point of using tool just like that, correct? So if you know the key ingredients of recipe, you can prepare 100 such tools, right? So focus on learning what is important and how things function. Get strong with your core and basics, and you don't need any tool. You will be able to tell just like that why it is not ranking, what could be the reason, and how do we fix it. The moment you start observing all this data on this platform. Okay. Screaming Frog is used to extract data pertaining to your website, like how many web URLs are there on your website, right?
I couldn't understand much.
If there are any issues on your website, right? So now, why do we need this tools or mechanism if we are not capable of doing it by ourselves, or if we don't know the other methods or approaches of getting the data? Sitemaps, there is something called as sitemaps. Let us discuss complete SEO. This goes for at least end of this month or maybe beyond that. After that, you will be able to understand what is the screen frog, what is this Ahrefs, what is this mouse, and why we have to use this tool, where we have to use this tool, to what extent we have to use this tool, right?
Those are all paid
Digital,
now,
yes. So it's several billion dollars worth industry, digital marketing tools used in digital marketing domains is billions of dollars worth industry. So it's unnecessary hype created. Like there are 90% of the people or professionals who don't understand all this to the core. They simply rely on tools. And the pathetic thing is, employers, right? You should know Ahrefs, you should know ScreenFrog. Why? Correct. Anyways, fine. We will discuss rest of the things in upcoming classes. We'll get a better idea or understanding.
So tomorrow I'll take online. I have PTM tomorrow.
Okay.
11:20
From 11:20.
11:20 to 11:30 is the slot.
You can delay it by another 20 minutes. I have gone to several PTMs. They never happen on time. They never happen in the
It
slots.
happens on time, so I have whenever I